Dr Nandipha Magudumana and her 3 co-accused will appear in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court today. The group, including former G4S employee Senohe Matsaora and the former CCTV technician Teboho Lipholo, will apply for bail. They face a litany of charges, including murder, aiding a prison escape, the violation of corpses and fraud. 2 other suspects arrested on Monday will join them in the dock. Well, let's get more now, and we speak to our reporter Linda Mnisi, who is at court. Linda, good morning to you. Another important day regarding this particular case. What can we expect to happen there today?
Well, bail application, of course, Paul, is expected to take place today here at the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. And you know by now, when we're standing here, or if we're standing here, usually it's for the arrival of the accused persons. And what we've been able to see the past couple of minutes has been the arrival of a number of accused persons here under strict security guard. I mean, if you look just at the entrance of the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court, what you see are police vehicles from the Park Weg police station. This is the same police station, you'll remember, where Dr Nandipha Magudumana was processed before making her first court appearance here at the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court. This vicinity is quite important because it's named a high-risk vicinity, which means that there will, of course, be security concerns, especially when there's a matter of this magnitude. The police officers that you see over there, I'll ask my colleague Maxilotolo to just zoom in to give you a sense of what is happening inside the yard. The police officers that you see standing over there having a discussion with, semi-rifles on their hands are police officers that were transporting the first accused in this matter to arrive. We know that joining Dr Nandipha Magudumana in the dock today will not only be the people that we've seen before, but also those who were arrested on Monday. We're told it's a 35-year-old and a 51-year-old who were employed at G4S in the control room. So they were arrested on Monday, to then appear today. They were control room operators. So we've seen a female arriving in a high bun, wearing a white jacket, being transported by those heavily armed police officers that you see inside the vicinity or inside the premises of the court. But I'm joined now by someone who knew Katlego very well, who comes from the very same street. As you can imagine, the support is there for his family, who are bereaved and, of course, want to see justice. How can as a Mpakati, I know you are from an organization, Barry United Against Crime. As a Mpakati, what was the reaction?
Because of community. Last day, 25 March, because of bekete fitile ho katleho o sa restile re bile bohloko ha ga khona go lo re ka etsa emalape because of ngwana re fotelene ana re khotse lwena o twa bonyane so ita tshena ha ihlaya ha re heta ha bohloko
I'm sure taba ya katlego ile entse gore le iputse dipotso around safety mo mpakating, because also gona le question around whether na targetilwe or o bulailwe gona ke batho ba mo tsebang or o rekisitswe ke batho ba mo tsebang mo mpakating hantse di bua le batho ba community le re
lona tseba tatwa ka re ile ga ipotsa ile hore Katlego ha tla kopana le batho ba mo kidnapile ha bene o kidnapi aba a end up a felletse mane tronko go o fihlile jwa le ona re ipotsa dipotso ha re se re di thole ntse re batla hore le justice e ke re fe entlha aba mabapi le ntwe e etsahetseng lo Katlego. Thank you.
As umphakathi batho ba gotseng le Katlego ba mo tsebang Katlego jaaka Dr Nandipha a tlo applyela for bail ke eng se lona le se batlang?
Ho ye ntatwa ka re thabelo lo wa ka fumana bail go because go bohloko wa yena a ile gore o tla batla gore a tswele ka ntle a lo phikisana le family ya hae mme ngwa le gona go utlwile bohloko le lelapa le utlwile bohloko ka ngwana wa bona hana gore a ka fumana bail ga e hanela ya gore a ka fumana bail re batla gore a pelletse a le tronko bophelo ba hae kaofela because of le gona go utlwile bohloko because of ka mona ka ntle ka mona le gona go utlwile bohloko ga sa tla bona motho a ne le gore o thusana le setšhaba ka tla e bile o mongwe wa phate ya gona ya United Against Crime pele di sa tsa re ipitsa ka tlasa lepetšelane la ya nyatsotsi so Katlego o ne le motho o ne re tsamaisana le nejeni e le motho o motivatang batjha gore ba tloele bobodi le dithethefatsi le ntho tse ding so a re na tlo thabela gore Nandipha ka fumana bail batla a bolle hona mo tronkong because of re bohloko haholo ka Katlego.
Thandiwe Mthwalo, there she's a member of the organization, a member of the organization called United Against Crime. She says that there are quite a number of questions that they ask themselves as community members when he went missing. Some of the questions that they're asking themselves today is around what could have happened, how he landed in that prison cell. What they want now as a community is for Dr. Nandipha Magudumana not to be granted bail, because then the question that they have is, how does she want to go back to society and live with her family when there's a family that has lost their loved one through her actions? So those are some of the things that are coming out from the community this morning, Poli, as of course the arrival of the accused persons continue to happen.
Yeah, Linda, before I let you go, I mean, you are really bringing into life this story about Katlego Mthwalo, and the understanding is that this week is meant to be the week that he will be laid to rest by the family. The MEC of Health in that province of the Free State telling the media in the last few days that they've also started conducting investigations about how Katlego's body would have landed up in a prison cell.
Indeed, because then it's questions that come, around how, someone who was not even related to him may have been able to get his body out, claiming that it's her brother, when in fact they had no relations or whatsoever. So those are the questions that came immediately when his body was discovered. Some of the things that police will certainly use in this particular matter is just around the violation of his body, for him to even land up in that mortuary. Who would have signed him out? Because of course you remember, a doctor would need to declare him dead. Post that, then he would have to be transported from whatever ward that he was in to a mortuary. His body needs to have had paper trail that will detail and tell a story around how it is he landed in that prison cell. We already know that the car that brought his body, his lifeless body, into the Mangaung prison wasn't authorized to go in there. So they were seeing a number of arrests, but this speaks then to the bigger scheme of things in terms of from the onset. How did he even get to the hospital? And are the allegations that he may have collapsed in town true? What could have caused his collapse? Because we know that the autopsy report reveals that he died from blunt force trauma to the head. There are also reports that his hairline, was fractured, which perhaps tells a more detailed story around how he may have died. So all that evidence and all that information needs to be pieced together to, form evidence in this bigger case, because also you'll remember a case of murder has been laid against Senohe Matsaora, but was, withdrawn against Zolile Sekeleni, who is the father of Dr. Nandipha Magudumana. But also, you'll remember that she is also being investigated for murder. The charges that are currently in the charge sheet are provisional, which means at any given time and at any given point, with new information that keeps emerging, they may be added or subtracted. So piecing together that information will be quite important in trying to nail, the people who are involved in this matter.
Portal in Mnisi, live for us outside the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court, and that is when the accused in this matter, one of the key accused, Nandipha Magudumana, is expected to apply for bail.